Hi friends, I am A.V. Chaudhary, Yuva Academy Visnagar. Today I am going to talk about why most of us are not able to speak fluent and effective English. There are many reasons for that and I would like to talk about that and I will suggest some solution for that, what we can do to speak fluent and effective English. First of all, according to me, to speak fluent English is not an uphill task. Anybody, he or she wants to speak good English, can speak good English. Generally, we see that we are good at reading and writing, but most of us are, when it comes to speaking, face problems in speaking. The main reason for that is we have not proper vocabulary, and when we don't have proper vocabulary, we cannot speak good English. And one more important point is pronunciation. Sometimes we pronounce the word in the wrong way and that makes bad effect on the listeners, and that is why our speaking is not so much effective to people. According to me, in any language, suppose we want to master any language, we have to keep four things in mind. Suppose you want to master any language, you have to master the listening skill, reading skill, writing skill, and speaking skill. Among these all four skills, two of them are receptive skills and the others are the productive skills. Actually, reading and listening are the receptive skill. By that, we can make database of our knowledge, and when we write and we speak, we are using the productive skill. For that, I would like to give you one example. Suppose we want to buy something from the market, our pocket should be full of money or we should have some debit card or credit card. But when we are with empty pocket and we don't have any credit or debit cards, at that time we are not in a position to buy anything from the market. That way, when we have not proper vocabulary, we have not proper database of our knowledge, and we are lacking sometimes some words that we want to use and we cannot speak impressive English. So for that, what we need to do according to me, we should read a lot. When we read some stuff in English and come across to some unknown words, we should refer that word from the dictionary. Nowadays, many printed dictionaries are available in the market, and moreover, we all have now smartphones, and we can upload some dictionaries on our smartphones. And when we come across to some unknown word, we should definitely see the meaning of that word. Actually, what are the synonyms and antonyms of that word? What are the various forms of that word? And how that word is used in sentence configuration. So, if we think about all these factors and we write down that things in one notebook, and we make the use of that word every day, so very easily we can remember that word, and whenever it is needed, we can use that new word in our speaking practice. One more example I would like to give you, that one saying goes in English that one for walking and two for talking. Suppose a little child of about 2 years, when he starts speaking, before that he has listened a lot, because in the beginning, when a newborn is listening some voices and noises, in the beginning he or she is not in a position to understand what type of noise or voice is that, but at the age of 2 years, that child starts speaking. And when he listens a lot, in the beginning, sometimes a child speaks full sentences. Suppose a child says to his mom that, "Mother, please give me a water. I want to eat something." So, when a child starts speaking English, nobody teaches him or her a grammar rules. Even though child is in a position to speak English, some people are worried and they are not able to speak in good English. The main reason, according to me, is that they are worried for grammar. So it is my advice you friends that don't bother for grammar. When we bother for grammar, at that time we cannot speak good English. But you should start speaking English. In the beginning you will make a lot of mistakes. But in long run, you will master the art of speaking fluent English. Because even native speakers face some problems in speaking English. And when we are non-native speaker, it is but natural that we will make some mistakes in speaking, but don't worry for that, don't bother. Some people are feared that if we speak English and some people, if we make some mistakes, some people will make fun of us and they are not trying to speak English. But that is not a proper tendency according to me. We should always speak before people. Whenever we get chance, we should speak English. Suppose we have good friends and they are able to speak English, we should converse with them and we should master the art of speaking English. Sometimes suppose there is no companion, we can stand before mirror and we can speak English and we can notice our expressions, our body language, and by that we can understand how intonation are to be made, what type of accent we have to keep in mind, and at that time we speak English. So English is not that uphill task according to me. I would say that it is not a hard nut to crack. Don't get feared and always try to speak English whenever you get chance. One more advice I would like to give you, that always read English newspaper for 1 or 2 hours, and from that you will easily be able to keep in mind some phrases and some particular vocabulary, and it will be a part of your daily life. And one more advice is also that you should think in English. When we think in English, we can easily speak English. Sometimes we are not able to speak good English. That is the reason, because sometimes we translate English into our mother tongue, and then after we understand that thing, and again we think about the answer, and then we translate that thing in English, and that is why we are facing problem. But we should be speak English. We should speak English like a native speaker, and when we start speaking English like native speaker, we can easily speak English. Some more advices are there. You should listen some music in English. When we listen to some English songs, we can actually know how English is spoken. And we should also watch some English movies also, and the way people are speaking English, the native speaker are speaking English, we should notice how their facial expressions are, what type of body language is there, what intonation they people use, what type of accent are there. All these things if we keep in mind, at that time speaking English is not so much hard according to me. So one more thing yet I would like to keep to your attention is that sometimes we have negative attitude, and attitude plays a major role in our success in our life. Suppose we think that we have aptitude, but when we have not proper attitude towards something, that we are sure to fail. So to uh, keep going on and doing all the things in a proper way, we should have a positive approach, and I would say we should have a win-win approach. When we have a positive attitude, at that time our work is very easy, and we should think one thing also, that if others are able to speak fluent English, why we are not in a position to speak English? So by taking good examples in notice, we are really able to speak English, because God has given potential to everybody. Everybody is able to do the work he or she wants to do. But sometimes our attitude becomes hurdles in our way. And at that time we feel that we are not good at speaking English, and some people think that they are not good for anything. That is wrong belief. So throw out that wrong belief and think that you are able to do that thing, you are good for everything. And when you think that thing, that you will be able to master the art of speaking English. So it is my advice you that you start English, speaking in English today, and In the beginning, don't bother when you make any mistakes, but long run, I am sure that you will speak English such a way that you will get some respect from the society. Suppose you are in some profession, people also will respect you your workplace, and moreover, wherever you go, there will be some powerful impression in the society, and you will get such a hate and such respect in the society that people think that this is the man who has power to do things, and he or she is able to speak even foreign language very easily. Moreover, I would like to say that English is spoken in around 86 countries of the world, and in future, I think that English would be a mainstream language in the world. I would like to suggest one more thing. English has become lingua franca for many people. Suppose one person is knowing Gujarati and the other one is knowing some French language. They two people when want to talk, they need to talk in English, and that way English has become a lingua franca for many people. But in long run, I think that English will be a mainstream language of the world, and now we see that people very easily go to some foreign countries, and suppose you want to go some foreign countries for your study purpose or your business purpose, and you have good knowledge of English, you can do your work in a proper way, and it is very advantageous to you. So at last I would like to say that without worrying about your mistakes, about people if make fun of you, you start speaking English from today, and in near future you will be a master in speaking English. Thank you.